Alright everyone, I'm hungry, I haven't eaten, I've got water, I've got a fishing pole, let's catch some food. Probably going to try that side here in a minute, because that's where I actually have luck. This side, I sometimes have luck, but we'll see. I've got my mess kit, I got a little stove right there in that bag. I know, my truck's messy. Weirdly enough, I cleaned it out. Alright, so, got some fuel. This is actually a stove. Got some olive oil, got some seasonings. Ought to be a good time. So, we'll go ahead. I'm going to get set up. I'm just going to use some crappie niblets on a little hook and see what I can get, because I'll eat a little fish. I'm starving. Alright, we'll see you guys in a second. I'm going to set everything up and then we'll get back to it. Alrighty, crappie niblet, which are just these little Berkley power bait things. They work good. Well, they work okay. So, set you guys up, right, like so. I didn't have the camera on for the last 10 minutes, and I've been talking to it this whole time. So, I pulled out the fly rod, I caught one more little fish, and I just need one more, and I will eat them. I'm a terrible fly fisherman, don't judge me. But I have fun doing it. Okay, so, with this stove, this is a MSR XGK-EX. Cooking on it is very hard because this thing is full bore, all or nothing. It doesn't have a flame control on it, and it gets hot. It'll boil water in like a minute. It's nuts. But anyhow, what you do, you take your, I have white gas. This one will run off gasoline, white gas, diesel fuel, basically anything that'll burn. Get your little pump, stick everything down in there. Easier said than done sometimes. Make sure everything's nice and snug. Now it does not have an auto igniter. That's kind of one of the bad things. So you actually do need a lighter, which I left inside the truck. Lighter matches, you know, something to make a flame. So once you get the pump attached, I haven't set this up in a while. Alright, there it is. We will pop that little cover, and we'll insert the end there, find where the hell it goes, like that. Make sure that's on the right side. Attach it there. This pulls around. Hang on. That. It's been a while since I set it up. There. Sets up like this. You want to keep it away from the flame as much as possible, and we simply pump this a few times, and it compresses the air, which then forces the fuel once you let it out. Need my lighter. Alright, I'm going to try and set you guys up so you can see this a little better. Because what you have to do is there's a little bowl down there. And you turn this nozzle on. And you want to just let a little bit of fuel out. Where does fuel even come out? I don't remember. Oh, right. Yeah, it'll come out right there. Why is it not working? Ah, there it is. That's too much, too much, too much. Okay, crap. Must have been a little clogged. So once you let the fuel out like that, let it settle because I added too much. And then, now it's going. So what it's doing there is it actually has to preheat, so the fuel that comes into this line will get hot, and it will actually turn into a gas instead of a liquid. And then once you turn it back on, you turn the fuel off once you've primed it like that, you turn the fuel back off, And I can hear it bubbling. And once it goes, it will... I didn't have everything set up. Way too big of a flame. But anyhow, it's burning off the excess because I added way too much. Alright. See, I can hear it starting to rocket. This thing is loud, by the way. I will get out my little thing. Alright, so you hear how it's rocketing like that? I have it shut off because I forgot to clean the fish and everything. Got in a hurry. It'll start rocketing like that, and then once that's ready, you turn the gas back on and it'll... Alright, give me a minute. I gotta clean the fish and do all that. Alright. Got them scaled. Still pretty, aren't they? They're all scaled. All scales are off, except for maybe a couple that I missed. So, now we will relight the stove. Maybe. Okay. Alright. Reheat the stove. I will adjust you guys to see. So once that starts going, I will go ahead and put that on actually. Let it start. I'm going to add some oil. Just a little bit of olive oil. It should be getting close. Nope, not quite ready yet. It's still flaring up. You don't want it to flare. It'll have a nice blue flame. There we go. Give it a second. Let's flare. I'm telling you, this thing is loud. And there's no flame control on it. There it is. And it's going. So, I'll set that down. I'm going to grab out some seasonings from my bag. I got a little bag of seasonings here. And I'm just going to go ahead and use just Cajun. Nothing fancy, nothing else. So now, put the oil on there. Yeah, that's already cracked it. Just throw them in whole like that. And I don't want it to get too hot, so I'll have to remove it. Go ahead and shut that off. It'll burn itself out fairly quickly. Yeah, I can hear it dying already. There, and it's out. Well, mostly. Now what you got to remember is you got to let these stoves cool off for quite a while before you put them away. Otherwise they will absolutely, you know, melt your bag. So there we go. We got fish, 2 little fish. That's breakfast at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And now I'm going to add the seasoning. And just a little sprinkle. Just flip them around in there for a second. Get that seasoning on there. Meat stuck a little bit in the hot pan. Add a little more to this side. And we got finger foods. Put my stuff back away. We're good to go. Lunch. Actually, that's still flaming a little. All right. There we go. Catch and cook bluegill on a MSR stove that they say you can't cook on. They be wrong. Freaking cars all over the place today. It's driving me nuts. And this knife is not really clean. This is the knife I just used to clean them, actually. I rubbed it off the creek and on my shirt. It's good enough, right? I didn't bring a fork or anything. Let's just burn my fingers. And look, see the spines just come off? because the meat is super, super tender. Ooh, look at that. Spines come around. Yeah, too bony. Really hot. Just screw around and pick out the bones. You get little bones like that. But they're not too bony once you get all the little spines off. Most of that meat on the side is bone free. And the skeleton, it just peels away from it. You'll still get a couple, like this. You can fillet them when they're bigger, but a little salty, a little spicy. Kind of tastes like Old Bay mixed with like Zatarain's or something. And it's so tender, your teeth will just peel it right off the meat. Peel the meat right off the bone. Except for the fins. There we go. Almost no waste. Throw it back in the water, the other fish will eat it. And that's breakfast. Lunch, whatever. Ooh, that one's still hot. Hot, hot. Very hot. Ouch. Ow. Hurt my finger. Got a little chunk of meat, a couple little bones, pull those out. Missed one. Good. And the bottom fin acts as a little handle. That was a lot of bone. That's where those spines were. Look at those little spiky bones. And I messed up when I just pulled that off. I left all the ribs in there by accident. They pulled loose. So you have to pick those. It's finger food. It's great. If you don't like bones, then you probably don't eat chicken wings, do you? They're fish wings. That's what they are. Pull the little bones out. And if you miss one, you spit it out. Shoot it up good, make sure there's no bones. Perfect. Little tail piece. Nice and gentle. And all the bones stay there. If you fry them up right, you can actually make like little potato chips out of the tails and fins. And they're pretty good. A little bit of olive oil. Alright. We'll wash the pot. Let that cool off because it's still really hot. You guys come with me. We will wash the pot right here in the creek. Just a little. Rinse. scrub. Get some sand. I know this sounds weird, but you put a little sand in there, it seems like, oh, you're making it dirty. But it acts as like a scouring pad. A couple little rocks, little sand, swish it. Scrubs it nice and clean. Unless you bring soap with you, in which I guess you could just use that. Still got a little in there. Try and get this regular sand. And little pebbles. Works just fine. Nice good rinse. Clean pan. We're good to go. Obviously I'm not full, but got some proteins. Now we're just got a scale. Wash our hands. Good enough. My bag of seasonings. That's still a little hot, but it's not bad. It's good enough that we can take this off. Seems like there was a pressure release, but I guess not. So I will disconnect. No, I'll unscrew first. I don't remember. I'm going to go ahead and pull the fuel hose. Nice and gentle. Don't want fuel to spray out on us. Okay, fuel hose is disconnected. You'll hear that. It sizzes a little, gets the pressure out. Take the cap back off. Just redo everything in reverse. Find which way it went in there. Sit that in the sun so it'll evaporate. And I've still got 3/4 of a container of, got bud, 3/4 container of fuel, which is about all you need to put in there. Done. Ready for transport. Shake that out. Yeah, it's still got a little fuel on it, so we'll let that dry. And there we go. It was a good day. Alright, maybe I'll get some more footage. If not, thanks anyhow. I will put a link in the description for everything, including a better version of this stove, and I will put the one for this stove as well. But I'll put like the Whisper Light or something. They have a, or maybe it's Dragonfly. They have a fuel control where you can adjust the flame, and they're really good. They only run off like white gas and stuff, though. This one I got from a buddy who in the Marine Corps got it, and it'll run off anything. So it's pretty good for that. But it's just for boiling water normally. I would put a link to this mess kit, but I can't get it anymore. So I will put a link for a good one in the description below as well. And don't forget to check out, which I'm not wearing, I thought I was, the merch. I got t-shirts, sweatshirts, you name it. It's all on Teespring, link in the description. It's all good. Alright, you guys, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.